Hey, what's up, guys? So today I want to talk about the new multiplayer improvements that are going to be happening in patch 1.08. It's going to kind of give us a look inside what's happening in the patch and what to expect when the patch goes into the public test realm and when it goes live. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of this stuff here. So this is going to be kind of some multiplayer improvements and social features that we're going to be talking about. As you can see in this first little paragraph, little intro paragraph, we kind of talk about how playing solo is often more efficient than playing with your friends unless you're very coordinated. And they want to improve that and give you a more incentive, I guess, to play with your friends. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first paragraph here, what they're talking about, the multiplayer improvements in 1.08. So we got multiplayer bonuses right here. So what they're talking about here is they're going to do a couple things to improve the multiplayer bonuses. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to be buffing XP in multiplayer. What they're going to do is for every player that joins the game, you're going to get 10% additional, well, actually 10% more XP per player. It's a multiplier. We'll talk about that in a sec. So that can stack up to 3 times. So in a 4-player game, you can get 30% more experience. And this is going to be a multiplier, as I said. So if you have like 510 experience, if you're playing on Monster Power 10 and Inferno, it would actually multiply with that 30%, making it 610%. So that's quite significant. On top of that, they're also adding a 10% Magic Find and Gold Find, except this is going to be a flat rate. It's not actually going to multiply just like the XP did. It's going to be a flat rate and it will stack on top of the 300% Magic Find and Gold Find caps. So in a 4-player game, essentially you could get 330% Magic Find and Gold Find. So that's pretty cool there. The next thing to talk about here is the matchmaking tags. So this is pretty cool. Finally, you have some way to identify what kind of public games you're going to be joining. So they're going to introduce these match player tags, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the screenshot right here. So here you can see that when you create a game or join a game, you're going to have a few additional options to have a tag. You can have no tag, or you can look for questing if you're just looking to actually do those quests, or you can look for brawling if you're looking for some PvP, do some keyword ones. And they said they're going to be looking for additional tags that they can add as they test this in the PTR. But what I think they should really do is they should just allow players to make custom tags on their games and just create the game with whatever title they want and add whatever tag they want, and kind of let the players figure out what the best tags are for the game. Because I mean, the players are going to know best what's going to be the best for the game. I guess that's the best way to say it. And I just said best like 5 times there. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on to monster health. So quite often, if you're doing a lot of damage in a multiplayer game and your party isn't, it definitely feels less efficient to be playing in a multiplayer game. So what they're going to be doing is right now it's 70% extra health per additional player in the game, and they're going to be reducing that to 50%. So for a couple examples, in a 2-player game, monsters will have 150% health, in a 3-player game, 200% health, and so on, 250 in a 4-player game, which is a comparison to the 310 it is currently on live. So that's quite a significant reduction. I think that's pretty awesome. So that'll be a big boost to multiplayer as well. That on top of the bonus XP and the bonus Magic Find and Gold Find, it'll definitely make multiplayer a lot more incentive to play multiplayer, make it a lot better. And yeah, additionally to that, Archon kills, that's the next thing to talk about here. So if you play an Archon Wizard like me, you definitely don't want to play multiplayer because you don't get any of the kills when you're in Archon form, and your Archon form might last like 20 seconds because you never get any of those final blows to actually extend your Archon timer. So they're changing that in 1.08, and when a monster dies, you will actually, um, as long as you're near that monster dying, you'll actually benefit from that timer. So that can be actually very good for multiplayer. As long as you're near any of the monsters dying, you will get an extra second on your Archon timer. So that's pretty cool. And this is the next one is a really big feature that I'm not sure why they added in the game initially. It's identify all. And I guess maybe why they didn't put it in the game initially is because they killed Kane off, which is pretty sad. Anyway, they finally added Identify All. So in town, there's going to be these little stations. We'll go ahead and take a look at the screenshot here. So as you can see, you have a little station here in Act 1. You can go up to it, it'll have a little cast bar, click Identify All, and it'll identify all the items in your inventory. So that's pretty cool. I think that's definitely a quality of life improvement, as I kind of say. Anyway, the next thing to talk about is combat alerts. So, as many of you probably have been doing, if you ever played in any public games or multiplayer games, anytime you see a goblin or elite, you'll kind of type in E into the chat so everybody knows to come to you to kill the elite. So, they're actually going to be implementing that in the game as a system. So, what they're going to do is anytime a player deals damage or takes damage from an elite pack or treasure goblin, it'll give a notification to all the other players in the party, letting your teammates know that you have found this elite or treasure goblin. And in addition to that, your banner in town will actually let you know if you're fighting an elite pack or treasure goblin. So if you're standing in town wondering which banner to click, if you're fighting an elite pack or goblin, you can definitely take the right banner to get right into the action. So that's a pretty good feature as well. I think that's a pretty good one for them to add to the game. I don't think it was necessary, but it's handy for sure. The next one we're going to talk about here is players near you. So if you're playing in like a local LAN or anything like that, internet cafe, or you have a lot of other people in your house that play Diablo 3, there's now going to be a players near you where you can see other people who are on your local network. So we can take a look at the screenshot here, and you can see that you can see the players that are near you, and you can invite all them. And in addition to that, they're going to be adding a private chat channel. So we'll keep talking about that as we look at the screenshot here. So they'll be adding like a private chat conversation where you can invite additional players into this conversation. So if for some reason all you guys decide to farm solo, but you have a core group of friends that you really like to talk with, you can all be in a little chat channel. It won't be permanent, but you can kind of invite all these people to a conversation so you all can link your items, talk about what you found, and just talk about general things as you farm along. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's just about it for all the multiplayer changes and that sort of thing that they're going to be adding, the social changes for this patch. They're talking about that they're going to be adding a PTR soon. I went to go check to see if it was live, but it doesn't seem like it's live yet. So once it goes live, I'll definitely let you guys know. And a couple other things I want to talk about because they're kind of some big news here that happened in the last week or so. So if you guys didn't know, at the GDC talk, Jay Wilson said that the auction house really hurt the game. You can't see it right now, but I'm using my fingers to put the quotations marks around really hurt the game. Anyway, he said that it took away from players killing monsters, and it really kind of took away from the incentive of the game just to kill monsters and get items that way. It was a lot more efficient for a lot of players just to browse the auction house and find items that way, and to flip items to gain profit. So as some current stats he also gave is that about 1 million players per day play Diablo 3 and about 3 million players per month. So those are some pretty big numbers. I'm not sure how accurate those are, but according to Jay Wilson, that's how many players are currently playing. And they talked about actually removing the auction house since it's hurt the game so much. But the only reason with that is they're kind of unsure how many players actually liked the auction house or disliked the auction house. So I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you guys like the auction house, if you guys dislike the auction house, or that sort of thing. The next kind of little topic here is there was a blue post about a couple weeks ago that suggested that 1.08 may bring some new legendaries. That's about it in that post, but it did suggest that there might be some new legendaries coming to 1.08, so that might be pretty exciting. And the last thing to talk about is restoring items after you've been hacked. So if you got your account hacked and you need to restore your items to get everything back, they have rolled it out so that those items will now be account bound, so you can't trade them after you get your account rollbacked. And they had tested this on the Asian servers, and I guess everything went well. They really liked how it went, and they now are account bound on US and EU, so on the US servers and the European servers. I think this is a really good thing to do. It definitely prevents a lot of the people from, kind of saying their account got hacked, getting a friend to hack their account or whatever, and then getting all their items back and kind of making duplicates of those items which is kind of, exploiting some of the game mechanics they have put in the game. So definitely you guys are going to want to make sure your account is very secure, because if you ever get hacked, you do not want all your items to be account bound. I think that's pretty bad, because then your items are essentially worth nothing. Sure, you can keep playing your character as it was before, but your items aren't going to be worth anything. So definitely update your account security, make sure that's all in check, maybe add an authenticator if you haven't already. Anyway, that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed some of these new multiplayer improvements in 1.08. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Always interested to hear that, and I'll see you guys next time when I think of a new video to come out with. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.